Hello, everybody. It's Thursday. What are you laughing about? You know where we are? It's opposite Saxes.
I know where I'm
Thursday, one
at.
o'clock.
Yep.
We're here. Are you? Are you?
Boy, are you so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed today? Sitting there, and
Hey,
you're bouncing in your
I'm just pumped. I'm ready to go.
you're ready to go,
Because you
go.
know what we're talking about?
Yeah,
Hey, we're talking about
we
shopping.
yeah. We got a lot of comments about our show last week when we talked about artwork and collecting artwork and the value of artwork and everything. And as soon as we signed off, Lauren says, next week we're going to talk about consignment shops. So guess what we're talking about today? We're talking about consignment
Exactly.
shops.
Which, never really impressed me, and I never really thought about it.
I think they've
Um,
changed over the years.
they and
Real,
I guess that's why. I mean, my sister has really turned me on to them. I have to give the credit to where credit is due.
yeah.
But yes, they're all different types of consignment stores. Consignment stores for furniture, for clothing, for art. I mean, there's just
Well,
about anything.
let's turn the clock back. When you go back a few decades and everything, there
Mhm.
was like Goodwill,
Mhm.
and that Goodwill would take donations in, and then they would clean stuff up. Was clothing, or they would polish the furniture, or they'd fix the toys, or
Mhm.
whatever, and then they would put it out in order to raise
Right,
funds to help the needy.
right.
I think that was what kind of sparked a lot of the consignment idea was that there were other people that said that I can do this. I mean, look, garage sales have been around forever, and
You're
that's a
right.
form of consignment where people just put their goods that they don't want
Right.
anymore out for sale. They put
Well,
it out, put a price on it, you haggle over it, you make an agreement, somebody walks off with, what does it say? Your trash is somebody else's
it's a
treasure.
treasure, yeah.
So,
But prices have also gone up.
yep.
Times have changed.
But I think that
And
what's happened
we,
is people over the years, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you have that strata lounger or that lazy boy chair
Mhm.
that you want to get rid of, you put ads in the paper and maybe you get three or four people that come by and take a look at it. I don't know, and it's the wrong color, and you realize that you're doing all the work to try and make a few pennies on the dollar. So there are consignment stores that most of the time you have to take it to them, but
Yeah.
sometimes they'll pick it up. But they will put it in their on their showroom, and they will try and sell it because now instead of you waiting for somebody to call you to come and take a look,
Right.
they have got people that a flow of traffic.
That's very true. Now there's two things you have to remember. Number one, you usually have a pickup fee because
Well,
unless
yeah,
you can get it in a car or you have a truck or a van, you need to pay that
but if
pickup
you can't
fee.
get rid of it, you're probably going to have to have paying a pickup fee for somebody to come up and send it to a trash heap or something.
Mm. No, I mean
If
the
you
services through
can't,
the city are free and they'll pick up big goods like that. But um, the consignment stores also take a fee.
right,
And
right,
the
yeah.
fee becomes larger the longer it's there, usually. That's
But
how they work.
also, you probably have a little bit better chance of making a few more dollars in a consignment shop than you would by simply having it in your garage and haggling over a price.
It depends.
I
You
mean,
got to know your area. You have to know the shops in the area.
the consignment shops have a general idea of what they think they can sell it for in order for you to make some money, for them to make money. And it's
Yeah.
usually a 50-50 split.
No, no. It can be 2080. It can be now the one that we were at,
Oh,
the the
wait a
the
minute, 20.
furniture,
Who gets the 20? The house?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's a
But the
pretty good deal.
consignment store we were at last week, where we asked them about our dining room table and chairs, they were first of all they're iffy if they'll take it. There a lot of these stores are fully stocked, if not more so. And they are careful about what they're taking now because, as I said, people are downsizing and they're not
Yeah,
going towards the bigger, heavier
and the
furniture.
market is saturated.
Yes, exactly. So they said they would take our dining room set, Um, but the longer it's there, the higher their
Price.
commission.
Yeah,
So their commission could be 20, 30% of the price
that they
for the
establish.
first month
Don't they
or
establish
two.
the price, or do you?
They ask you what you want,
Oh, okay.
and then you could probably haggle with them. My question would be, well, what do you think it's worth, and what have you been selling dining room sets the size that I have?
And an established consignment shop is pretty
Yeah,
aware of what
they know.
a variety of
They know.
furniture, and if
Yeah.
it's in good condition, if it's in fair condition.
But they said after that month or two, if they don't sell it, their 20% becomes 30 or 40%.
Yeah.
And it just, and you get less.
And it was interesting because, for instance, the shop that we went to that's near us, they're one of what, six? They have six locations.
Yeah,
So they said the best thing to do is to send them photos of the furniture in advance, because while it would be convenient to go to our local location, they may say, oh, it's too big and it's too heavy. However, our location on the other side of town,
right,
or so, they have got big houses
right,
in the neighborhood. People love big, heavy furniture, and it might be well suited to go to that location for
correct,
sale.
correct.
So,
So you don't know. I mean, I would gladly pay them the pickup fee because if I can't sell it out of the house myself,
yeah,
that's going to be the only way I can do it. But then there's consignment stores for clothing.
right.
Wow. I mean, I'm not afraid to say it. I've gotten some great deals on some blouses, sweaters.
Well,
I
especially
got a jacket,
you talk about your sister who's down in South Florida,
South Florida.
and lots of consignment shops down there, and
Right.
you can pick up some name brand goods.
Yeah, you can. In fact, they have some of their designer purses and jewelry and clothes behind a certain area that
Yeah,
they have to show you. You can't even touch them. So but then again, there's other consignment stores that are like the one we have here in Frisco. Yeah, there are a few purses that were behind the cashier, but basically, it's all touchable, try it on. Um,
Have you have you noticed that there are a lot of jewelry stores now that have a section where they
yeah,
will
I
sometimes
have
take
noticed that.
jewelry on consignment?
Yeah.
I mean, one item certainly is Rolex watches. They love to get Rolex watches in on consignment and everything, because both the owner of the watch and the owner of the jewelry store can make money by
Right.
reselling them. And for somebody to go out and pay, you know, five digits for a Rolex watch, or so. Sometimes if it has been a previously owned, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes a really
It really
well
is. You gotta
worn
know.
watch
Yeah.
or piece of jewelry from a chair,
Mm.
a leather chair that has been really well worn over a number of years.
You know the number one piece of jewelry for women that is not selling anymore?
What?
Pearls.
Oh, yes.
I tried to ask somebody if I could give them my pearls, and
We don't
no,
take pearls.
no, no, we don't sell
You
them.
would probably have a better chance of trying to sell it outright
Facebook
over the
Marketplace or
internet.
wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah, next door.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, yeah. I see it, but again, it depends on the time, and maybe in another 5 years they'll come back. Who knows?
And that's who would probably buy them, because if they could buy pearls for a really good price now and hold on to them for 5 or 10 years, and they come
Yeah,
back into fashion, then all of a sudden you've got a very
yeah.
marketable
It
item.
could be. It could be. But I gotta tell you, you talk about goodwill. I've been in some really classy Goodwills. Florida has some. We have a couple here in Dallas. Um, really, really nice. Would not hesitate to get anything. You got to look it over. You got to check for holes because I have
Yeah.
found things that I've taken home and then all of a sudden, oops, there's a little hole there. But if you don't care and you can sew, that's fine. But my sister has gotten some beautiful semi-formal things that she's needed for weddings and stuff. And
And
for
for
a fraction
yeah,
of the
and
price.
for men, sport jackets and dress
Yeah,
shirts and
and
ties.
ties, yeah.
Very big item in and usually very good selections
Yeah.
in consignment shops.
Yeah, you can try it all on. And I mean, I'm sure many of you have probably already been to consignment stores. But it's you also have to know how to work your business. Our large consignment store ended up going out of business, but I think that's because she wasn't quite sure how to deal with the public and market her business.
And another consignment store that we have shopped at did so well that they left that location to
Right.
go into a
To
larger
larger.
location.
So you have to be also kind of savvy and be a business person too.
Yeah.
You just can't walk in and you can't decide one day I'm going to open up a consignment store
The best thing is if you're going to go shopping for consignment goods and you're not that savvy, take somebody along with
with
you
you. Yeah,
who is.
that's a
Because
good idea.
I know you go with your sister will point out what to look at and what
Yeah.
not to touch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Although you, after a while, when you've been in the business or you've been shopping enough, like we have, you kind of get to know what's good and what's bad. But um, I think it's a wave. Unfortunately, you can't go to that many stores anymore. The Macy's are going out of business.
yeah,
Dillard's are going out of business. What do you have? Marshalls, TJ Maxx.
Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not a lot of Bells, however you pronounce it.
yeah.
Not a lot of stores you can go to anymore.
Well, and that's why there are consignment stores and there are consignment stores.
Right.
You know, some of them are a little bit more upscale. You have to also be very careful of your designer labels because they could be, fakes too. So,
Could be.
know the shop that you're going to. If you're just going out to spend a few bucks here or there, that's one thing. But if you're going out to buy a hutch or a bookcase or something, a coffee table, uh, you know, look it
Look it over.
look it over
Make
very
sure it
well.
doesn't have any little things crawling around in the wood. I'm not kidding. I mean,
Yeah,
I've seen
no,
posts from
you're right.
people that have gotten it home and it wasn't a pretty picture. But but yeah, you could get some great deals. The only thing I do think they're not taking is the old china anymore and glassware because they're saturated with that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But clothing,
That's another thing
purses,
you can't get your family to take.
yeah, you're
You know,
right
you
about
want to get
that.
rid of your fine china. Nobody wants fine
No,
china.
no. Nobody wants any china.
Fine plasticware. You got plasticware? We'll take it.
I don't know. I have a good time scouting those stores. Hopefully you do too.
And to a certain degree, it's almost like shopping in a museum
It kind of
because
is.
very often you go through and you say, "Oh, my mother used to
Yeah,
have one
that's
of
right.
those,"
That's right.
and so you know what? Sometimes you buy it just for the
That's right.
nostalgia.
And sometimes you can actually use them.
Yeah,
You need them. So
we
you can't
saw
find them
at that
anymore.
consignment shop, we saw a headboard that was made from a tree.
Yeah, that was pretty
It was
unusual.
absolutely huge and solid wood, and it was round. And I said it would be great to make that into a table with a glass top or something. But
Well,
they had it on a stand for to use as a headboard,
and that
and it was
piece
magnificent.
was not cheap.
No,
No, there are some things that are, but there are others that aren't. It just
yeah,
depends.
yeah, yeah.
You just
So
got to look at it.
yeah.
So that's my take.
This ain't no secondhand show, folks. We are the original. We are the real thing. And all. So you ain't gonna find us on consignment, but
No,
maybe
but we don't cost anything either.
maybe this shirt. But
Not even that sharp.
oh, okay. Anyway, come back and see us again next week, okay?
Bye.
Make it a good one.